gente, bienvenidos a este nuevo para el canal. Y hoy estamos aquí en una reacción barra novedades de qué rayos va a suceder con Songs of War, gente. Sé que les dije en el episodio 9 de la reacción que una vez termináramos con Songs of War pasaríamos a hablar de lo que vendría a ser Cielo Santo, se me olvidó. Las animaciones con los muñequitos de palitos, ¿vale? Minecraft, Animation, Minecraft, algo así, gente. Son muchos nombres, sé que se los comenté. Y mantendré mi palabra. ¿Qué acontece? Por cierto, me acabo de dar cuenta de que publicaron algo nuevo del excesivo y me quedé como... Y yo no me enteré. También estaré reaccionando a ello primero antes que lo de Animation, y lamento que lo hayan tenido tan tarde, pero sí, lo de Animation lo tendrán, gente. Sin embargo, la intriga me ha podido y no puedo continuar acá con la cotidianidad de mi existencia sin saber qué va a pasar con Songs of War. Así que tenemos este maravilloso video llamado Songs of War is Back, que publicó, no sé por qué le puse ese acento, que publicó Squared Media hace poco. Y son dos partes de este video que vamos a estar viendo en esta ocasión, gente. Así que nada, comencemos. Estoy muy intrigada. Great War Teaser. Acabo de recordar una canción de Taylor Swift, pero no es lo que comentaré. Great War es, de hecho, la guerra en la que supuestamente, bueno, en la que supuestamente no, la guerra que nos habló un poco Thalys al comienzo de Songs of War. Y necesitamos, ¿hay un teaser? ¿Cómo que hay un teaser? ¿Esto es una song? Ok. Pero claro, era una guerra, había mucha muerte, mucho desastre. Ok. ¿Es ese Thalius? Porque esa luz se come la espada de Thalius. Y es el... ¿Tendremos a Thalius de vuelta por un rato para ver la Great War a través de los ojos de Thalius? Si lo hacen, entonces sería increíble, pero sería como haber obtenido... O sea, yo sé que comparo esto mucho con Star Wars, lo siento, pero es que siento que va a ser como nosotros ya sabemos qué va a pasar después. Y ahora estamos viendo cómo arrancó la historia de Thalius, y eso sería como... Visible heartbreaking. Pero wow. Si no la cuentan, sería fascinante, ¿eh? Saber la Great War. The Great War. Oh, through a Great War. Es una canción de Taylor. Está en producción. Sí. Oh, vamos a ver cómo es que Dead Singer se convirtió en Dead Singer then. Muy interesante. Esa risa fue...
Hey everyone, Mont here, the director of Songs of War, The Great War. For those unfamiliar with Songs of War, it is an original high fantasy story in Minecraft, following a few story arcs which are all interconnected. The primary focus is on mystical objects known as songs, which the Idoni species can harness to wield great powers. You can watch the full season 1 on our channel here, or in the link in the description. The Great War is planned as a 3-episode spin-off series expanding on the events leading up to the Great War and the war itself, as seen from the prologue in Season 1. We are running a fundraiser for Episode 1 through Kick...
ok, o sea que quieren hacer 3 videos de precuelas para explicarte qué pex con The Great War. Ok, eso está muy interesante.
Starter, which you can find in the description and comments below. Big disclaimer, this is specifically for the Great War spin-offs, not Season 2. I'll elaborate on rough plan changes for Season 2 a little later. On the Kickstarter, we're offering a couple tiers with rewards, including skins in the episodes, monthly updates, and credit names. For those willing to go the full mile, our highest tiers offer some really exclusive rewards, like access to production files and an invitation to the Songs of War production Discord server, where you can meet the production crew and partake in early test screenings, among other things. Give it all a read if you're interested, as there's much more. We're looking to raise
Sí, yo leí a través de la página de la comunidad que ellos estaban haciendo una
a
recaudación de
minimum
fondos
of
para poder, pues...
$10,000 for episode 1, with stretch goals aiming to fund the expansion of the production team for the other.
Claro, gente, porque ellos literalmente están trabajando en su free time para hacer esto. O sea, por más que tengan 11 millones de suscriptores y la gente, eso no, o sea, no es suficiente money para animar, gente. Animar es muy complicado. Y estas animaciones tan fluidas y tan divinas es complicado, así que, wow. Wow, me alegra mucho que hayan decidido hacer como una recaudación de fondos para saber qué pues va a pasar, gente, y eso nos agrada
episodes,
mucho.
allowing us to produce and release them all much quicker and at the highest quality possible. The fundraiser ends on April 7th, but if you're watching this after it has ended, late pledges are enabled and will remain so until project completion, so check it out. Now here's Matt with a few words.
Hey guys, Matt here. I'm responsible for all the marketing and money management of Songs of War, and I just wanted to be
Eso no lo sabía.
transparent on what our plan is for financing not only the spin-offs, but a potential season 2 and 3 in the future, which I certainly want, and I know all you guys do as well. The biggest struggle with any project is fundraising, and I believe that there's a right way and a wrong way to go about that. Asking fans for support can be okay at the start of a project, but I don't think should be the case for every single episode that comes out or every subsequent season that comes out, say of something like Songs of War. Right now, our income primarily comes from 2 different sources, YouTube ads as well as our monthly Patreon supporters. But just those 2 alone aren't enough to fund a big series such as Songs of War.
Claro, gente, o sea, lo que les digo, animar es muy complicado, cuesta muchísimo. Y más porque, o sea, no es como una gran compañía en plan, hola, soy Disney, ¿sabes? Como que es difícil. Así que, wow, eso está tremendo. De hecho, me sorprende que hayan podido hacer una primera temporada tan increíble sin, o sea, tanta gente participando, sin ningún tipo literal de recaudación de fondos.
And despite what you might think, Squared Media is actually a really small studio, and animation takes a long time to produce and is really expensive. Doing a Kickstarter
Exacto. Wow.
now both lets us get animation outsourced quickly, as well as generate a lot of interest in Songs of War, but I don't want to have to do another one of these. And here's why. I'm going to cite one of my favorite examples on YouTube, and that's the channel Glitch Productions. If you've ever watched animations on YouTube, you've probably come across one of their series, and if you haven't, go watch them. They're awesome. But my point being, a lot of their animation funding comes from just selling merchandise. I'm going to be working with our design team.
Reanimator hace eso. Sí, hay un merchandising de Reanimator, lo hemos visto un par de veces. Hay que ir a ver esas animaciones después de que termine con toda mi otra lista de animaciones. Definitivamente. Okay.
Over the coming months and years to make lots of Songs of War merch, featuring all your favorite moments and memes. We'll also be making some dedicated...
Gente, esto es muy memes, literal. Ok, o sea que van a tener esa merchandising, ¿no? Que gente, yo sé que ustedes van a estar pensando como, a mí sé que me importa, pero pues mira, lo siento, yo tengo interés y pues ajá.
Videos advertising that merch on Squared Media, letting us have some fun and do some goofy skits with the voice actors, and also hopefully making season 2 and season 3 a reality. There's a lot that we can also explore with licensing and other means of generating revenue, but that doesn't really concern you guys, so just know I'll be thinking about that on my end, but not anything that you guys have to worry about. The best way to support Songs of War will always be to share it with your friends and family and just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. Have a good time, talk about the story, laugh at the silly moments, make memes. And the second best way is grabbing some cool merch when we come out with that. Anyways, that's all from me. I'm gonna hand it back to Mont now. See you guys soon.
Thanks, Matt. As for Season 2, the initial plan was to work on that after Episode 1 of The Great War comes out, but after some discussion internally, we've decided to exclusively focus on getting all of the Great War episodes complete first. Then we'll concern ourselves with what's needed for Season 2 after that. I do ask for your patience. We want to give Songs of War the time and love it needs to provide it with the chance it deserves.
Es cierto. Sí, gente, porque yo preferiría seguir esperando quizá otro couple años para que saquen una segunda temporada mediocre. Porque siendo realistas, la historia de Alex y Steve se mantiene tan buena porque todos los episodios son buenos y aportan algo narrativamente. Y Songs of War, con tantos arcos y tantos personajes y tantos cabos sueltos, necesita tiempo para ser pensada. Y acá les estaré hablando más la Sky escritora que la Sky creadora de contenido acá que anda viendo animaciones de Minecraft. Pero crear una buena historia con tantos personajes es ultra mega complicado, gente. Yo solo tengo 4 protagonistas y unos cuantos personajes secundarios que van muy ligados con los protagonistas y no tienen idea del tiempo que tengo que pasar pensando y pensando y pensando y qué va a pasar con ellos y qué van a hacer es que el otro y A y B y Z D. Y aparte, ellos no solo tienen que literal pensar la historia y escribirla, tienen que animarla. Así que genuinamente respeto mucho todo este asunto que hacen porque es muy entretenido de ver. Y siendo realistas, es algo bastante fascinante. O sea, es admirable, gente, realmente sí. Y es cierto, por favor, escribir, o sea, contar una buena historia toma tiempo de realizarse, así que no hay que aquí ponernos apresurantes. Así que nada.
That's all for now. As always, keep an eye out on our Discord or any of our socials for future updates. Until next time.
Oh, aquí hay un... Oh, este video no lo vi, déjenme... Creo que debimos haber visto este primero, gente, déjenme... Voy a revisar un momentito Square Media Canal a ver si hay algo más que ver.
Hope you all enjoyed the
Importante.
teaser, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Ok, déjenme yo voy a ver esto, gente, ya les digo de qué va.
Hey everyone,
Ok, debimos
I'm
haber visto este
Mont27p.
primero.
For many, this video... Hey
Siendo
everyone,
realistas.
I'm Mont27p. For many, this video may come as a surprise, but bear with me. I have quite a few things to discuss and will go roughly in order from past to present and future. I encourage everyone to watch through everything for full context. However, I will leave timestamps in the description below for different topics. Please keep in mind that a lot of this is a discussion of hypotheticals and heavily relies on help from all of you. Let's get into it. So, where has Songs of War been? For those who haven't been in the community much or are new fans, I'll cover the basics. On June 14th, 2020, Songs of War was cancelled by its previous director and the original crew. The main reasons given were its lack of views and profit, plus desire for a career change. At that time, the series had barely crossed 4.6 million views, with the episodes trailing off massively, barely managing to reach even 1 million for each part. When factoring in many years of work, yes, multiple years across many people, it failed at that time to make enough profit to warrant spending the risk of another couple years on season 2 and 3. Animation is...
Cielo santo, esto yo no lo sabía. Mira, el contexto era muy importante, yo no sabía que eso había pasado, ¿sabes? Wow. Claro, o sea, es una razón muy válida, no tenía conocimiento de esto,
very
gente.
expensive and very time consuming. YouTube pays us a lot less than you probably think. By the time the full movie saw massive growth, all the original team had moved on. Traditionally, other directors have also never really continued someone else's project. All the files, including the script for season 2 and 3, were given out publicly, and that's where it all ended. Other options, I believe, were...
Oh, esto no lo sabía. Wow.
explored, but ultimately no one else on the team had anywhere near the income or interest in the project to continue it. It was just not possible once the old team stopped. I will link a re-upload of the old cancellation video in the description for anyone who'd like further details. The original no longer exists. Why make this video then? Well, back in 2021, after the cancellation sometime, I recall asking whether I could do things in the Songs of War universe. The answer I got back from the original crew was yes. All the way up until the rebrand in early 2023, I'd always kept that in the back of my mind as I kept improving my own animations, learning and trying to build up a stable income of my own. I was still the newest director on the team until Michael and Zillion joined late 2022. I was nowhere near where I needed to be to take on such a project at the time. That was up until the rebrand hit in 2023. Now, I'm not going to dive into most of that, but those around the community at the time know it was a pretty depressing period. There was a point where all of Black Plasma could have been deleted. We were in danger of losing our jobs. That's not even a joke. That didn't happen, thankfully, but it took away from my personal motivation to do anything with Songs of War, and I honestly...
Oh, Wow, estoy teniendo tanto contexto de este canal, gente que adoro este canal, y yo no tenía contexto de nada de lo que estoy escuchando. Estoy en shock. Yo sé que ellos cambiaron su logo, pero yo pensé que había sido en plan como yo, que de pronto les cambié el banner porque sí. No tenía idea de todo este trasfondo en el que casi despiden a los animadores. Wow. Shock totalmente. Wow. Vale. Ok. Comprendemos. Ok.
So assumed I lost permission with all the original Songs of War team leaving. And for years, that was it. We'd always say it's never coming back every time it was asked. Just a straight up no, never, move on. Multiple announcements, community post.
Ok. 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 Esto no tenía ni idea, pero vale.
Random messages on Discord.
Ok, entonces Ah. Wow, yo no tenía ni idea. No tenía ni jota de idea, pero
No
vale.
matter how long the question followed us, that was always the answer. So what's changed now? Well, it probably started with me slowly gaining back some of that interest early this year. Seeing the community still passionately making it the top 2 most discussed projects on the channel.
Oh, wow. Sí, gente, yo sé que yo sé que ellos tienen mucho éxito con Alex Steve, pero claro, es increíble que siendo esto lo más. Wow. Wow.
All these years later, seeing people still asking to this day, where's Songs of War? Seeing the count.
Sí, gente, esto es cierto. En todos los videos siempre estaba esa pregunta y yo siempre me quedaba como, ¿cómo rayos puedes? O sea, sabes, pero no, ahora tiene mucho sentido,
With
¿eh?
fan arts and people straight up making whole episodes in their own time. Besides the odd aggressive.
Es cierto, gente, es cierto. Yo he visto como que otros canales diferentes crearon sus propias continuaciones. A mí me encantaría verlas si a ustedes no les importa en algún momento, porque está curioso a ver si la gente quizá tomó el guión original que se publicó o que hicieron. Me interesaría bastante, ¿eh?
Or rude comment here or there, it's all helped me get back some of my own personal interest in wanting to do something. So, I poked Matt, the new CEO, earlier this year.
You, just you,
Okay.
building your app on base 44.
Hey, in theory, if we got permission, could I do things in the universe? I said in a more technical and business-like manner. Matt did.
A ver, obviamente no nos van a poner hablando de estadísticas y teniendo en cuenta la popularidad. No, gente, no.
Not oppose. So slow and steadily, we were able to eventually regain permission from the old team to do as we please with Songs of War. And that's great news that can lead to a couple things. The big thing that I'm excited to announce is that standalone spin-offs are confirmed. Since we have free roam to do as we please, I personally plan on making one or even a couple single episode stories. These would be in the 10 to 20 minute range, similar to our other animations. This means production would be cheaper since I do most of the work myself, and requires less time to produce. This way I can still take my time and really put a good foot forward and make something really high quality without needing to worry too much about how expensive it gets. I can cover these spin-offs with my own income, so no extra funding needed. These of course would be based in the Songs of War universe to expand on elements that aren't explored as much in Season 2 and 3. I'm not going to go into detail for now, but the first idea being thrown around at the moment is making an animation expanding upon the Great War and the surrounding events in the prologue.
Ya sabemos que esto pasará. Ven, es que por eso me encanta entrar a un fandom cuando está reviviendo, porque tú te enteras de todo justo en el momento exacto. Está
There's a lot
fascinante.
of opportunity for world building and growth there, but also gives the audience a lot of familiar elements to get reacquainted with. And it's a great way to bring back Carl G. Brooks as Thalius as a fan favorite. Maybe I'll explore some more niche and original concepts in a future spin-off, but for now the first animation needs to get the ball rolling. I have to play it smart and get people invested back into this world first. Production starts on that first standalone animation at the beginning of next year, aiming for the middle-ish of next year for release. This will hopefully...
estamos por esas fechas, gente. Aún si es un estimado, estamos por estas fechas, así que está muy fascinante esto,
Provide a gauge to see if the wider audience even still wants Songs of War, which I know all of you here do. In terms of style, I'm hoping to keep something pretty similar to the old style, but I will absolutely be pushing for a much more polished cinematic look, somewhere between my more serious style that I use for projects like Technoblade Never Dies and the old Songs of War style. Other styles that myself and a few other directors have done recently, like my more cartoony Trial Chambers animation and the recent Alex and Steve's, of course do not fit Songs of War. The weight and tone of this series will be preserved. Welcome back for those that skipped half the video. Yes, get called out. Now onto the famed question. Where's Songs of War Season 2? The great news is that Season 2 and 3 are no longer cancelled, and instead in a lack of funding state. This means that in theory, if we are able to acquire sufficient funding in the future, we would be able to make Season 2 and 3. If you've watched all the way up until this point, you'd know we still lack the income we'd need to be able to tackle such a large project. None of us earn anywhere close.
From oh. Ah, ok, un segundo. Acá traduce, por cada director gana dinero de sus propios videos. So, naturalmente hay una gran diferencia entre la cantidad de visitas que cada uno consigue. El viejo director tenía más de una tercera parte de las vistas enteras del canal. Ninguno de nosotros puede hacer uso de eso. Oh, wow. Gente, yo realmente ahora empiezo a preguntarme cómo Squared Media funciona, porque es gente aparte, no es una sola persona, es un team completo. O sea, wow, nunca me había puesto a pensar en todos esos ligeros detalles, pero vale. Tiene mucho sentido el hecho de que no haya suficiente dinero para poder hacer algo productivo y algo decente. Wow.
To what the original team did that made Season 1 possible in the first place, which is a harsh reality. So, if Season 2 and 3 were ever going to happen, we're going to need a lot of help from you guys to help fund it. There's a lot of discussion that needs to be had in terms of calculating how much we would need to raise for Season 2, so I won't be sharing any final details today. We plan on creating a fundraiser among other means to get there. We're likely talking in the low to mid 6-digit number range. The placeholder that I announced on Discord earlier this year will probably get a lot smaller, so don't use that as reference anymore for those that saw that. The fundraiser may not be for a while though. It will likely drop at the same time my first spin-off releases sometime next year. As much as I personally would love to start funding now, we'll probably do the bulk of the funding after we have something new to show for it. In my mind that makes sense. It has been over 4 years and I didn't make the first season, so I don't have work to show for. I'd like to prove myself first before asking people to raise such a large amount of money. Whenever we do set that up, there will be announcements made about it regardless of if that remains the case.
Eso pasó, gente. Esto ya pasó.
Do keep your eyes on this channel, our community channel, Squared Community, alongside our Discord and community posts on Squared Media. These are the main places you can find updates as they come, so if you don't see a new update in any of those places, there's nothing to share yet. Worth a mention as well, while you can support Squared Media as a whole through our Patreon, that does not go towards Songs of War. I would encourage waiting for the fundraiser in the future if you want to help fund Season 2 specifically. For now, the main way to support is by just sharing this video around and discussing within the community. Now, I cannot exaggerate this enough. If we are unable to reach the funding we need, Season 2 and 3 will not be happening. While the chance is no longer 0%, it is currently unlikely. You can...
Okay. O sea, todavía es poco. Ok. Dice, para añadir, no estoy seguro de si podremos ser... Bueno, si una... One and don't change the phone. Ok, dice básicamente aquí la primera oración, dice que para añadir no estoy seguro de si una sola solo recaudación de fondos es suficiente. Estoy esperando que podamos encontrar diferentes formas de conseguir fondos. sí, la idea principal falla, pero de nuevo, un problema para el futuro es nosotros. So, por favor, sean pacientes.
Be
Claro,
sure
claro.
we'll give it the best chance it deserves to get there, but be prepared for a reality where it may never happen. If
Okay.
Season 2 and 3 funding is successful, the old script will be going through a pretty decent rewrite. The old script for Season 2 and 3 was never complete. Those in the community also know how vocal some people are about a lot of its flaws. I have zero clue what will change, because that's a discussion for another day. But for those with writing concerns of the old script, or not seeing a reason to even make Season 2 and 3 with the script being public, despite book adaptations being a thing, rest assured there will be changes.
Ok, eso estuvo muy chistoso. Básicamente, sí, yo no conozco cuál es el guión. Me encantaría leerlo, pero no lo
The
conozco.
other big thing is with all the old team gone and no longer associated with the channel, most Songs of War things going forward will be directed and handled by myself. However, I'm hoping to get back a lot of the old voice actors, musicians, animators to get a nice mix of old and new. There's still a lot of people
Claro.
I'd like to contact. For anyone who worked on Season 1 who's watching this and is super excited, by all means reach out. I'm excited to hopefully work with you all. Applications would also open for new opportunities, but again, that's a problem for future me if funding is successful. But I assure even with new people, we'll be putting our hearts into it. Again, I cannot exaggerate it enough. There is a very high chance that we'll never get to where we need to make Season 2 happen. But your persistence could still pay itself off. We shall see in due time, though. As we're kind of closing things out, to be honest, I'm personally more interested in doing these standalones. I do have concerns about maintaining motivation over really long periods on one project, so Season 2, while I'm happy to lead if it happens, is definitely a daunting task. Whereas standalones are a nice in-between that don't take too long, meaning I can fully commit myself. But regardless, I'm excited to get into them soon, and hopefully Season 2 later down the line. For now, however, I want to say thanks to all those that have made it to the end. It feels weird even for me to be saying half of this stuff after all these years, and I hope most of this, even if low chances, is exciting news. I know Songs of War means so much to a lot of you, and I will be doing my best both in the standalones and trying to make Season 2 and 3 happen. Again, I cannot say this enough. Please do not get your hopes up just yet for Season 2. All of us at Squared Media will be trying our best though. Now is also a good time for full clarification for anyone new. I played no part in making the first season, besides being a cheeky Redstone patron. I got offered to be an animator for the series when I applied as director back in 2020, but I decided to pursue becoming my own director. However, I absolutely love the series.
Claro, no sé cuál es Survival Island,
And
though.
still remains one of my personal favorites. So while it may sound like Doom to have completely new people,
Ok, veamos a ver qué ha dirigido. Oh, esta es muy buena. Trial Chambers, Land the Dragon. Oh, pero no anima mal, gente, Zona Sagrada anima
take over
bastante
the
bien.
project, it's in my best interest to do my best work for you guys, especially being as loved as it is. Also, no one else is going to do anything with it, so either nothing forever or you're stuck with me.
Ok.
Jokes aside, I think that's most of what I wanted to share today. It's been nice to break the ice after so long of silence, mostly just keeping to myself for years, not being able to do much with it. Please do keep in mind that not much is happening with this for the rest of this year, so please still be respectful as we have other commitments to attend to. If anyone has any questions, however, I'm happy to discuss where I can. I would highly recommend joining our Discord for further conversation. Usually people receive updates in the songs.
Yo debería unirme al Discord. Todos nosotros deberíamos intentar aprender acá qué pasa. Así que nada. Intentaría unirme para estar pendiente y averiguar qué pex sucede y qué pex no sucede, gente. Sé que hay una parte todavía 3, así que vamos a verla. Y la tercera parte es esta que se titula literalmente Ustedes están locos, gente. Y yo sé más o menos de qué va esto porque yo vi un post que decía como $50,000 como en 24 horas y todos los equipos se quedaron como... Así que vamos a averiguar qué sucedió. Vale.
What? Mont, wake up! The Kickstarter's past 50,000.
Oh, that's great. Wait, what?
Did I hear Songs of War is returning for more episodes?
Yeah, but not season 2 yet, just for the Great War episodes. Also, you're paying for my door. I hope you know that.
Oh, does that mean I can go back to selling peas to our wonderful fans?
Well, I'm not sure that we legally can, but I can check.
Hey, just checking. There won't be any spiders in the new episodes, right?
Where are all of you coming from?
I too am here.
All of you, out of my room. $50,000 in 5
Okay.
days is what you guys raised for Songs of War. 5 days! All the stretch goals met. We would have been overjoyed to get $20,000 by the end of the month to help kickstart production, but
Wow, es muchísimo dinero en muy poco tiempo, gente. Yo lo exageré todavía más, pero estaré poniendo una conversión de unas cuantas diferentes monedas para que se hagan a la idea de cuánto dinero es esto en realidad, porque es muchísimo en 5 días. Wow. Wow. Wow.
you guys have already met every single stretch goal that we put out, which, never in a million years did we think that was going to happen. So this Thursday, when I got the email notification that our project was 500% funded and every single one of the stretch goals was reached, I called an emergency meeting between me and Mont and Mark and a couple of the other leadership team here at Squared Media, and we had a discussion about what we're gonna do with all the money that you guys are giving to us with all these extra pledges, because we don't want to stop here. If you guys are continuing to support the project, we want to do more with it. And no, unfortunately, we can't do season 2 yet because we still have to get through the Great War episodes, but we did start talking about some other ideas about how we could expand the Songs of War universe, let you guys in more on the production, and just do more with the community. Really build this into something that lasts and that you guys can just immerse yourselves in and have fun with. And I want to talk about 3 new stretch goals that we're going to put in place because we're well past 50,000 now. Our first new stretch goal is going to be at $60,000, which, by the way, we're only a couple thousand away from. And that's going to be a behind-the-scenes series to go along with the Great War. If you guys have ever seen Arcane, Riot did a series called Bridging the Rift on YouTube, and you should totally go look at it because it's got a ton of amazing stuff in there. It basically just shows a sneak peek of everything that went on during production. All the little jokes, all the memes, how they overcame development challenges. I know these types of videos aren't for everyone, but as a big film nerd myself, I personally love getting a behind-the-scenes look at how these studios do things, and I want to bring that to you guys for Songs of War. And since the Great War episodes aren't coming for another year, we were discussing how can we...
Otro año. No, gente. Esto es del año pasado, correcto. Fue de hace 2 meses. Pero puedo esperar, gente. Puedo esperar. Esta otra comunidad puede esperar 4 años. Evidentemente este servidor puede esperar un par de mesecillos más para saber cómo continuar.
bring you guys more Songs of War faster. And for that, I'm gonna let Mark take the floor.
Hey there, my name's Mark, and I'm the Chief Story Editor and Project Manager of Squared Media. But really, my greatest passion is storytelling and music. In fact, I wrote some of the musical themes in Songs of War Season 1 that you all know and love. With our next stretch goal, we're looking to expand the Songs of War canon. But animation is very expensive and time-consuming. To give you all more stories and world building while you wait for new episodes, at $75,000, we'd like to start producing official Songs of War webcomics. We'd hire a 3D render artist as well as our writing team to expand on the Songs of War canon. Think of this as like a Songs of War expanded universe, giving you all a greater look at the history of Ardonia and the tales of its many inhabitants. We're
Ok, ahora estarán escuchando mi voz común y corriente porque mis 2 micrófonos acaban de piratear, gente, pero les quería decir, ¿tienen idea de lo interesada que estaría yo en leer estas historias de ser reales? Aunque no, yo creo que para ese punto ya son una realidad. Tengo que averiguarlo, gente, tengo que unirme al Discord y averiguarlo porque me interesa mucho, gente, me interesa mucho,
really excited for this, and our writers are already scrambling to prepare some possible stories to explore. But we need to hit that stretch goal to make it happen. You've already surprised us once. Let's see if you can do it again. For now, I think Thalius has something more to say.
Hello, everyone! It is I, Thalius Sundaris, Slayer of Voltaris, Seller of Peas. What was I? Oh, right.
Gente, entiendo que el chiste con los guisantes, porque lo vi en un blooper de Alex y Steve, es que el actor de voz y dijo peace en vez de peace, que es, probablemente yo también lo dije de cabeza, que es paz. Así que entiendo que ese es el chiste, pero cuando vea los bloopers completos vamos a averiguar, ¿verdad? Que no va a ser hoy porque tengo muchas cosas para hacer, pero lo haré en algún momento.
We have one more stretch goal. A secret stretch goal at $90,000. But I've been told it won't be revealed until we reach 75,000. I do know, however, it is the sort of thing you all have been asking for a long time. Oh, it appears that Matt also has an update on our merchandising plan. Does that mean I finally get to sell my peas?
Fine. Give me until June, and we will sell your peas.
Yes! Yes!
You guys can expect the first wave of Songs of War merch to drop this June, and the second one to drop in November with the holidays in mind. After that, we'll have new drops to go with every new episode of The Great War. And I think that just about covers everything. Mont, close us out.
Hey, I'm Mont, the director of The Great War. I just wanted to say thank you for the massive amounts of support. I don't have any other words to share at this moment. I'm just really grateful myself and my production team can really start bringing this project to life. Take care, and once again, thank you.
Pues gente, me interesa. Nada, como al menos este ser vivo y con no podemos participar en nada de founding o lo que sea, gente, simplemente por favor vayan y denle mucho apoyo a esta serie y al canal en general. Tienen muy buenas animaciones. Vayan y denle like y apoyen, comenten, no lo sé, gente, por favor. Ustedes sean creativos y colaboren acá para alcanzar esta meta. No olviden suscribirse, darle like a la campanita de notificaciones a mi canal también acá para darle un poco de apoyo a Sky. Que obviamente no tiene que ser tantas musarañas como esta gente, pero tener un canal y sostenerlo toma tiempo de cualquier forma, gente. He de decir que aunque actualmente estoy cocinándome viva en la vida real, ha valido la pena poder ver esto, gente. Ha sido muy entretenido, muy divertido y genuinamente, gente, me ha gustado mucho todo esta momento, trama, backstory, montonazo de cosas, gente. Les estaré comentando más al respecto en futuros videos, claro está. Y nada, sin mucho más que decir, porque no tolero ya estar en mi habitación un segundo más, gente. Yo por mi parte ya me despido. Bye bye, gente.